It is October, tis the season. We are rolling into the holiday times. Yes, I consider Halloween to be one as well. I love it. And we have the 1st of October kicking off with all the swords. And swords represent Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy. So this lets me know this is going to be a month of a lot of communication, a lot of talking, a lot of news, a lot of he said this, she said that. I'm thinking to do this. Hey, Kay, I love you. The swords just put everything out of our lips and in our mind. So this will be a month to where I definitely say we want to listen, you know what I'm saying? I can't say listen more than you speak, but I think that's a general courtesy or something that we should all look closer to doing. But this could be a month where there is just a lot of communication revved up. So let's talk about it. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the times the first day of the month will set the tone for the rest of the month in some way, shape, or form. So, okay. The Ace of Swords popped out first. All of these cards were very chatty. The only one that kind of slightly popped out was the Ten of Swords over here, but the rest of these cards really kind of jumped out. So, the Ace of Swords, I'm hearing you bring, you set the tone. You have to demand your peace of mind this day because the Ace of Swords gives you the clarity to know. So, yeah, this is one of those days where you can have amazing ideas. You can just know exactly what to say at the right time. Of course, we know it's still Mercury retrograde, so we don't want to have word vomit, or talk ourselves into a situation we really can't do. We don't want to overcommit during this month at all. But in general, the Ace of Swords is saying there is some type of answer, there is some type of clarity that comes in. And as we know with the swords represent truth. So we know sometimes the truth can hurt, but it's going to be up to us how we deal with it. And I love that the Ace of Swords is here because at least it gives you the knowing of how to deal with whatever this situation is, which I feel that for most of us is something that we're creating in our mind. The Eight of Swords talks about that. The second card here, this woman is just convinced that everyone is against her and that people are after her. It's kind of like a paranoid type of energy. And as we know, it's okay to be watchful and to prepare and even, to be aware of your surroundings, but don't add more to the story. This energy can be very over the top, and yeah, it might be that you shouldn't trust a friend in your life, or you need to, hey April, or that you need to you know not be so open to people who already gave you a feeling. This isn't give them the benefit of the doubt today. It's not that, it's go off of what has already shown you to be the truth. And I'm hearing that people will show their true colors this month. We are moving into Libra season. All that fake stuff is going to not be able to hold after Libra season. Libra season is the time where truth comes out, but it can be nice nasty, so you still might miss certain things, but when Scorpio season comes, it's like bam. So today, take people for what they say and leave it at that. I know sometimes we don't always mean our words, but hey, it is what it is. On days like this, listen to what they're saying, even if it's the undertones. Sometimes people crack little jokes, but they really mean harm. They're making it seem like it's a joke, but it's not. And so the Eight of Swords says, but you still don't have to let it consume your mind. That shows more of their insecurities. If you're tripping off of me and what I got going on, and you want to, throw shade and things like that, sounds like a personal problem. The Eight of Swords is telling you that all the problems that you're creating in your life are self-imposed. It's only so long you can say, well, this happened because of that, and this person did this to me. With the Eight of Swords, it's really a card of liberating yourself mentally. And this woman, as they say, her feet are free. She can, those ropes aren't tied so tight, right? she can kick those swords aside and move back to her village. She's the one deciding to alienate and isolate herself. And she can move out of this. She just needs to know that first before she can. And the Ten of Swords is next. And the Ten of Swords is when we have just gotten to a place of extreme victimhood. And it is hard because with our mind, that's why we do these daily readings, because we're constantly trying to be self accountable so that we can make the most out of our life. That means that sometimes we're going to have to rest, take a nap, not give a fuck, care too much. Life and days change. But one thing we don't want to do is woe is me. The government will never let me succeed because I'm a woman, or I'll never be able to do this because I'm fat. Like the Ten of Swords is when we have, the Eight of Swords is the mental prison, and the Ten of Swords is the betrayal that you cause to yourself when you constantly don't set boundaries with people, or when you have set boundaries with a person and then you keep erasing those boundaries. And then you wonder why a person keeps showing you that they're not trustworthy, but you want to keep giving them the benefit of the doubt. The Ace of Swords is saying, you got this. You just have to be realistic about this situation. And I get it. Sometimes we go to work, we have coworkers we can't trust, but we also don't have to open up to those coworkers. We also don't have to vent to them. We also, if a cousin or a friend or a sister has shown you that they are shady, then you don't have to be around them. You can send them love and keep it pushing. And the eight and the Ten of Swords deals with that. So it says, don't play the victim, because the more you play it, you will become that role. But also, don't let anybody get over on you. Like, don't let anybody backstab you. You're better than that. And we've all been there. Yeah, people can really fake the funk, like they say. People can really make it seem like they're one way and really have other intentions. But we can't take it personal. That has nothing to do with us. Once we see the behavior and we know, now we move forward. We don't allow ourselves to constantly be treated that way. So it's a very in your head day. Make the most of it. Listen to music, write, journal, organize, keep yourself busy. Um, read a good book. And for me, you all, I just was I'm an audiobook person. A lot of you who are close to me know that. I've said that multiple times on the channel too. But one thing I've noticed is that, Mercury retrograde is amazing. I'm like, oh, I've noticed that when I don't read silently, but when I read out loud, I can read for an extended amount of time. So it kind of makes you play. Mercury retrograde is amazing for, fine tuning and figuring out what you missed and what can actually help you. So use this time to really recalibrate your ways of thinking and have a great day. As always, I appreciate all of you all watching these daily videos. I send you nothing but the best energy possible, and I'll talk to you later.